Hello everyone, welcome back to Conquest. Today we're doing a speed modeling video, which is a bit different from my usual videos, I understand. But yeah, and it's a bit different because also I'm voicing over rather than doing it all live. So here I'm working on a jackalope head. I'm only allowed to work on this for an hour, sort of as a bit of a challenge for myself. So yeah, it's obviously sped up for you, so you don't have to go through the mind-numbing process of me doing all this stuff in real time. But yeah, you can see I've just sort of got out the base of a head here with the sort of snout and the nose and everything. All this stuff is pretty much going to change. Like the nose is going to be bigger, all sorts of things like that. But here I'm sort of working on the sort of brow, and he's looking a bit angry at the moment, but that's alright, I'll fix that later. Now at this stage I wasn't too happy with what was going on, but obviously that's how this sort of stuff works anyway. You get in your own head and you start thinking, oh, this isn't looking great, but just stick with it, and that's pretty much the best advice I can give you, is just sort of, if you're doing this kind of stuff yourself, just stick with it, and eventually you'll get it looking a lot better than what you thought, and it will start looking like what you want it to. And that really sort of this really showed me sort of how true that is, simply because at this point I don't know, I was not very happy with it at all. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes, you know. I do hope you enjoy this sort of speed modeling video. I know it's a bit of a different thing from what I would normally do on the channel, but yeah, you can see me making the sort of the ear, and this one took a bit of quite a bit of sort of like tweaking and stuff like that, because I couldn't quite get it looking right straight away. But yeah, a lot of using the move tool and all sorts of different things like that, just trying to tweak it to how I wanted it. Yeah. Now I was done with the sort of ear for now. I started doing a bit more of refinements around the brow and around the eye socket, and also the mouth there. Trying to sort of get it looking right, but once again taking a little while. Wasn't quite sure what I was doing in this sort of section. Here I sort of narrowed the snout a bit, which made it look a lot better. Before it wasn't really looking much like a rabbit at all. And that's what I'm sort of going for, so got it looking a lot better now. Move tool really extremely helped me throughout this sort of project. Just sort of for those refinements, like those creases around like the mouth and everything like that. The move tool is just fantastic. My favorite tool completely in Zbrush, however. At this point it was looking a lot better, a lot more how I wanted it to look. Sort of got those proportions, maybe not perfect, but got them looking better, a lot better. It started looking good, you know. Here I'm just refining the eyes again, trying to give them those sort of like eyelid sort of creases and things like that. More refinements around the ears, again it looking a lot better. Now I used a sort of like an array mesh just to copy that ear over, so it's nice and symmetrical. And here you see me, I'm starting to work a bit on the horns now, because obviously this is a jackalope, so yeah. Sorry, antlers, sorry. Turn off the array mesh simply because it wasn't quite working out too well at that point. So I decided I'll work on one of the antlers and then use the array mesh afterwards. I did prefer how curved it was before. After watching this footage back, I don't know why I made it such like a lot straighter. It would have looked a lot better with these sort of curved antlers. Here I just copied over and sort of placed in the same antler, sort of the same shape in, just sort of working on that, making it a bit, well, more like antlers really. Once I was happy with that, I copied it over using the array mesh tool again and did some adjustments and things like that with the offsets and all sorts. And then once that was done, I just did a bit more refinements around the actual main antler sort of horn sort of shape, and then working on sort of where the skin sort of comes up around the antler. I've done this a couple times and finally get it right the third try though, as you'll see here, because I wasn't taking into account that the array mesh was on the right side, so if I was doing it around the right side and then wanted to make any adjustments, it wouldn't work really for me. So I decided to work on the left side and then move the right side over. And I started using the slice tool for sort of the antlers, sort of giving them a bit of a detail, which I think worked out pretty well. I'm just sort of admiring for a few seconds apparently. And then I sort of got carried away a bit with the slice tool and decided, hey, let me just add slices all over the place and see what it looks like. So I decided to sort of see what sort of drawing the eye with that would look like, and trying to add detail with the slice tool, but I decided against it in the end. Just around the nose though, because that sort of looked good. So trying again with the nose. Yeah, the nose gave me a few problems. Just trying to get it right was a bit of a tricky one. And I was trying to see how adding fur and things like that, but I decided against it simply because, well, one, I couldn't figure out how to do it right, and I didn't want to butcher the whole thing or spend too long on it, because like I said, I've only had an hour with it. And yeah, so it's pretty much done at this point. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with that, and then got a render coming up now. So yeah, here's the sort of final thing. It doesn't look as good as I would have liked, but I feel like I didn't have much time, and I'm happy with how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time. Bye bye.